Okay. Okay, multitasking here. Okay, so we are back in session. Let me go to our agenda. Discuss. Was there? So we have the clerk positions and the budget updates. I really want to talk to, once Bruce pops back on here, talk to him about how we can potentially get the town board to maybe have him take monthly updates back to the town board about all the library is doing for our community.
Like a copy of Stacy's director's report?
To help, I'm trying to say this appropriately, to help with the value of the library. And, you know, maybe we need to be a little more upfront about how important our library is within our community, so that in the future we could have better luck with the budget, potentially. Bruce.
Hey,
Yay.
can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So you got your earbuds and mic in there going on.
So I can hear your lovely voice.
We thought you didn't love us anymore.
No, I'm sorry. I do very much. You were in my heart.
Heartburn.
Yeah, right.
Why don't you go ahead, Tara?
All right. So I was just talking, I'd like to work with you, or we'd like to work with you on best ways to bring updates to the town board meetings, to reflect how much of an impact the library has on the town and how important the library is to our community. And the reason behind this is, you know, and if you bring those updates and, you know, they have access to our minutes and they have access to Stacy's director's report, but if not actively going out and, you know, reading that information, how is that communication being brought to their attention so that they know what an impact we have, so that maybe in the future they see what value, how much of a value it is to have this amazing library in their community, and, you know, considerations for budget and
Right.
like that. So I just spitballing and throwing that out there to see if you have ideas, or if we just kind of highlight our agenda topics for you to bring back.
Well, I'm happy to highlight agenda topics. Maybe one of the things that we can do, while I say we, I mean all of us, can do, is if you want to do updates and you wanted them to be electronic, say that you want, my phone keeps slipping. Say we had a type of presentation like using Google Slides, or I mean, we could use PowerPoint or whatever. Now that there seem to be more people online, and since we're still offering that, that's a presentation that can actually be projected and shared through the computer as we're meeting. So we could build into board meetings a library update. We do have a roundtable. I'm happy to do that. And if there was a type of presentation, for example, to present and share with the public, and it would be, of course, recorded, that could be something that we do too. I mean, I'm happy to do it just auditorily, or we could have a visual representation up there as well if you want to do some graphs or any type of visual that's eye-catching.
Okay.
So I don't know how deep into the agenda you are. I wanted to, yeah.
You're it.
I'm it?
You're it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna throw something out there just for you to chew on, if it's even possible. It's a rather big topic, though. Has the board or the library ever considered changing the way in which they get their revenue? What I mean is separating yourselves from being dependent on the town to decide how you're going to collect money and put it to the voters. Would that mean changing the type of library that you are?
No, I mean a 414 vote, and it was discussed when not long after I came to the library. It was a discussion that was had, but at that time, the town board in place didn't look favorably upon the idea.
I kicked it out there just to say that I was going to mention it to everyone. I mean,
So is there an interest in the town wanting us to pursue that kind of, I mean, there are other, I'm not familiar to talk to the different types of libraries. Obviously, Palmyra has a different library compared to anybody in the whole system. And gets their funding differently. And obviously there's school libraries and we're not really in that realm at all, right?
We can't
Right.
be.
Right. So Stacy, tell us a little more about what Palmyra's library is. I forget how
So,
it's worded.
They're a special district
Special
library.
district, okay.
So what that means is they have a vote on their budget and on their trustees, and the town functions as the unit of government that collects the tax money and then funnels it to the library, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? So if they say we would like to propose this amount of money for our budget next year, and the voters say yay, then all the money gets collected by the town government and a check gets cut and sent to the Palmyra Library. Your budget is locked in when you're a special district library. So if the voters were to say no, well, you still keep the same amount of money, if that makes sense. And essentially you can do the same sort of thing without all the fancy legislation that's involved with being special district if you do a 414 vote. And it's essentially the same sort of idea. You just don't, you're still a municipal library, but by having the vote, you can put your whole budget up to the voter and, yay or nay.
so would that be
Go ahead, Bruce.
would that be a line, like a referendum that would be a line on the ballot?
Yeah, it's like, remember before the Palmyra Library became a special district library, you would have had, because we get the $15,000 referendum, and they used to too until they became special district, and then they had to give that up. But that was voted on through the years by people going to school budget votes, and that was a separate request, and people could vote yes or no. And obviously, people voted yes for the 15,000. I don't know historically, it probably didn't start out at 15,000. It probably was, maybe 5,000, and then some years went by and maybe it got boosted. That's usually how they go. I don't have that history to know. But now that they're special district, it would be contradictory to do that. And they, as a form of goodwill, they gave it up. They don't get any of it. We still get a piece of it because we're not a special district library.
So Bruce, go ahead. Tell us more as to what you were kind of trying to put forward or ask us to do.
Well, it's really just my own thinking, but I just thought it might be nice if there's a way for the community to vote on the library's budget. It might be nice for you to unshackle yourselves from the town board, asking the town board for approval. Then you could work out your own budget and put it to the voters rather than, because I understand what you're doing, but maybe there's a different direction to go. Maybe,
Right.
maybe you'd rather make the case to the voters rather than to the town board. Just an idea.
You-
So, yeah, I guess I would be curious to know how we
I'd like to know more about it.
approach that.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you like me to reach out to Ron Kursop? Bruce, he is the head of the whole library system, and he's very knowledgeable on this.
Yes, I would personally, because I'd like to bring the details to the town board. Again, it was just my idea.
So can I ask him if he's available for some sort of, it could be virtual, right? Virtual meeting about this, about the possibility of a 414.
For
versus
for the next library meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about it first.
Yeah.
Sure.
So just from a timing perspective, right?
Mhm.
Let's assume that we talked to Ron and this sounds, it's like something we'd like to maybe pursue further. Obviously we're going to be doing our budget. Usually I started in June, July. We've got to get it to you guys for approval by August. So we're starting that whole
Mhm.
ramp up time, right? For
Right.
budget approvals. If, I don't know when do voters, is it like a November kind of thing that voters
Yeah,
vote on this kind of stuff?
We wouldn't be able to go for a 414 until 2022 because the
Okay,
window, you have to get a petition. There's some things you have to do.
that's what I was
to
trying to
do it.
understand. Okay.
Right. Yeah. For
So
next.
we'll still
for
go
next year.
forward with our budget planning as planned for next year. But this would be something in parallel to consider for future. I just wanted to get a sense of timing. Okay.
Yes.
Stacy, can I ask you, what is that section 414 in education law or what?
Yes.
What is it? Education law?
Yep.
Who did you say you were going to contact, Stacy?
Ron, R-O-N, Kursop, K-I-R-S-O-P.
He's the Pioneer Library System Director.
Assist,
Okay.
is he the director or the assistant?
No, he is the director.
He's the
He used to
director.
be assistant, but now he's the
Okay.
lead. She's the state librarian now.
Oh,
She's the tippy top.
Okay. What else you got, Bruce?
I think that's it. I think I'm laying myself in front of you all, asking you what types of things you want me to, since I played hooky.
So Tara, back to your comment about, bringing forward stuff to the board, in terms of just kind of what's going on, how we bring value, et cetera. Is that something that maybe we would like do quarterly as opposed to like every board meeting? Or, I just don't know that we'd have enough to talk about every time,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think, yeah. And then I guess any suggestions that you have, like visual aids, graphs, like, what do they like to see? What makes the biggest impact for your audience? I guess I'd be curious to know. But yeah, I think, Gary, you're right. Like, we probably don't have something monthly, but I like the quarterly idea.
Early, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
All right. So we can.
I don't have anything else.
It would
That
seem
wasn't
like
big enough for you.
it would seem like it would be a nice thing to be on when you as a town board member and any other town board member that sits on another committee as a liaison. It would seem like it would be a nice agenda item that that liaisons would provide updates. I mean, it seems like there's a reason for the liaison to another board, and if it's important enough to have a liaison, then putting it on the agenda makes sense to me.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm happy to do it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Is there a meeting this Thursday night, Bruce?
Yes.
Bruce, I have a couple questions. Have you
Sure.
heard any more about New York State retirement and when that might be coming due?
I don't know. Did you get a response from Kim from that
No.
initial email? Okay, I
Then
did
there-
send her another note, but I'll call her.
And then Chris had a few questions, and I'm sorry, I reached out to her first, but maybe that wasn't the right way to do it, and I did send those to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
yes,
Okay,
I received
so-
those and I did send them to her.
okay. She may just be busy with stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this has been a longer meeting than what we've been having, so I want to be conscious of everybody's time. Anything else that anybody would like to bring up? Otherwise, I would ask for a motion to adjourn until our June 28th meeting.
I was just gonna add, I was gonna have it ready and I didn't because I got all distracted. But there is a bill in the Senate and the Assembly right now that was just amended today that relates to library board training, mandating library board training.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to mention that, but it was just amended today and I don't know what the amendments are. I just got a message.
Oh, I didn't know it was amended today.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna-
I got it right after my bill passed, so I didn't really look at it. I was a little busy.
Bruce, before you came, we were talking about meeting in person starting next month.
That's fine. I'm comfortable with that.
And if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
All right.
I'll
Uh,
second.
Okay,
Who did
all in
the
favor?
second?
Oh, what did you need, Denise?
Oh, I just said who seconded it? Was it
Me,
Debbie?
Debbie.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you June 28th. Have a great
Okay.
rest of your night.
Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.
Bye.
Care.
Bye, all.
Bye-bye.